Hello, welcome to Learn Anatomy with Dr. Vessel. Today we're looking at a very important bone, which is the ulnar bone. The ulnar bone is a long bone of the forearm. It lies medially at the little finger side. Towards the little finger side is where we can see the ulnar bone, while the radial bone is seen laterally at the thumb, the side of the thumb. So you can see the radial bone. Now the ulnar bone articulates proximally with the humerus to form the elbow joint. It also articulates with the proximal end of the radius to form the proximal radioulnar joint. It articulates distally with the distal end of the radius to form the distal radioulnar joint. It has three parts. It has the upper end, the shaft, and the lower end. The upper end can also be called the proximal end of the ulnar bone, while the lower end can also be called the distal end of the ulnar bone. Now, with this mnemonic CONNUT, you can know the features of the proximal or upper end of the ulnar bone. The C represents the coronoid process that fits into the coronoid fossa of the humerus during full flexion of the elbow. The O is the olecranon process that fits into the olecranon fossa of the humerus during extension of the elbow. The first N represents the notch for trochlear process. So the trochlear process fits into this notch. Now the next N represents the notch for head of the humerus. Now the head of the humerus fits into this notch, while the UT, which is the last letters, represent the ulnar tuberosity that provide attachment for the brachialis muscle. So with the word CONNUT, you can remember the features of the upper end of the ulnar bone, which are the coronoid process, olecranon process, the trochlear notch of the ulnar, the radial notch, and the ulnar tuberosity. Now the next we'll be looking at is the shaft of the ulnar bone. The shaft of the ulnar bone is triangular in shape. It has three surfaces and three borders. The three surfaces include the anterior surface that provide attachment for the pronator quadratus muscle. The posterior surface provide attachment for several forearms muscle, while the medial surface is mostly smooth, does not have any muscle attachment. Now for the three borders, we have the anterior border, which is less prominent. We have the interosseous border that provide attachment for the interosseous membrane that connects the ulna to the radius. Now we also have the posterior border that is easily palpable along its length. The next we'll be looking at is the lower end of the ulna. The lower end of the ulna is smaller than the proximal end. So when you get an ulnar bone, the smaller end is the distal end, while the bigger end is the proximal end. The lower end of the ulna have two features, which are the head of ulna and the styloid process of the ulna. So the head of the ulna articulates with the ulnar notch of the radius to form the distal radioulnar joint. It articulates with the ulnar notch of the radius to form the distal radioulnar joint, while the styloid process or the ulnar styloid process provide attachment for the medial collateral ligament of the wrist joint. The ulnar styloid process provide attachment for the medial collateral ligament of the knee joint. When you look at the posterior view of the dorsal surface of the ulna, you will see a groove that is found between the head of the ulna and the styloid process. This groove lodges the tendon for the extensor carpal ulnaris. So when you look at the posterior surface of the ulna, there's a groove found between the head of the ulna and the styloid process, and the content of this groove is the tendon of the extensor carpal ulnaris. With this, we have come to the end of this video on the ulnar bone. I hope you learned something new. Thank you for watching.